Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to those of you around the world. Welcome to the daily Trade the Chain crypto update, where we bring you everything you need to know for the next 24 hours and hopefully the next few days. Today is our first members only session. We will be, of course, reposting this on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube when we are finished. So if you're watching this later, please do know this was recorded around 12:30 Eastern on Tuesday, August 22nd. So we are looking at DXY first, as we always do. We've been talking about that break above 103.6 for quite some time. And if we zoom in a little bit, you can see that green candle is working its way on up towards that resistance level. Of course, it has not broken. It's, cut off at that high from last Friday, but it is inching its way up, and a break above 103.6 is certainly not good. Next target we'd look for, if it does break up, is right up here. And so if this does break up, I'm expecting this to be kind of a very bearish period for risk assets. And once it tags resistance and either rejects off of it or launches higher, we'll know more about risk. But that's definitely something to keep in mind moving forward. Let's look at equities. We did, launch a bit higher overnight. We're looking at the 4-hour here right now. As you can see, this 2-hour candle, and then as soon as markets really opened up, we deviated above 44.40 and then dropped back down. And again, note, if you haven't been watching the shows, this July low we're watching very, very closely, because this was also support, so now it is resistance, and was resistance, now support yet again. So a lot of battling here at this 44.10, 44.11 number. As you'll notice, the weekly VWAP is nearing that area as well. And so, definitely, nice little, possible deviation there. So if this holds the weekly VWAP, we would definitely expect this to move higher. Don't know why I have the Atom chart up, but I'm actually watching Bitcoin have a little buyback. This is a pretty good little sweep down here of these lows. Definitely what you want to see as a bull, but you also want to see this, hold. So it needs to stay above the 26K level, or actually 25,950. There we go. 25,950 is really what you want to see it close above. Else this could just be a fake out. As you can see, we're already kind of forming some wicks. We do have this nice bottom wick, and as you can see here, if it closes anything similar to this and has some buyback action, we could make it all the way back up to the top of the channel. So let's go ahead and zoom in here, because I got some better lines in the 15-minute, and I'll go ahead and kill the indicators down low so we can get a bit better review. But what we told the TTC community today is get above this level, move up here, break below the weekly VWAP. You're going to move down here. We obviously did. Now we've swept this level. So what bulls want to see is a buyback all the way up to the weekly VWAP, and then possibly reclaim and then move higher. And bears, of course, want to see eventually continue to trade down to this low, break this low, and then move down to this low down here, which is right around 25.6K. So this is going to be a very interesting area. You're going to see some people closing, see some longs entering, but if sellers maintain control, then we already know what that case is going to be. I'm pulling up the AGGR chart right now, because this could give us some interesting inferences into spot versus perp buying. And as you can see here, we're already noticing this is mostly perps, very little spot action here. So you can see the delta is mostly perps, and I would say that's probably shorts closing. So let's go ahead and look back at our indicators and see. So we've got a lot of open interest. Well, not a lot, but we've got a couple, about 1,000 Bitcoin worth of open interest closing here. So it does look like that's just shorts closing at their target level. And what bulls are going to want to see is some spot buying come in. So we've definitely, we've got a little bit of spot buying, but, Bitfinex is participating, but it's mostly Bybit and Binance perps. Right now, we're not seeing Binance spot step in. We're not really seeing Coinbase spot step in. So if we'll need them to step in to continue this rally. There you go. Bitfinex is coming in a little bit, Coinbase, Binance, etc. So ETH is going to be very similar to Bitcoin in this context. Nice little buyback action there. I don't know why I'm on the 15-minute, but basically, nice little tweezers forming at this 625 low. And why do we draw that low? That coincides with the previous price action, but it also coincides with this little trading area here. So that was obviously the area, that many people wanted to close at. And so we're also seeing, a lot of open interest close as well. And, definitely probably short stacking up down here. So some people are going to get squeezed. Again, back to Bitcoin, we need to see continued spot buying, not too much from Binance, not too much from Coinbase, Bitfinex, aping as usual, Binance perps and Bybit really participating. But as you can see here, this is mostly perps. And of course, the drawdown was a lot of perps stepping in, but pretty easy or pretty good, spot selling, or I'm sorry, I got this mixed up. This is a lot of spot selling that drove us down, had some perps action come in. These guys are going to get squeezed now, or close in profit. And now, the cycle will continue. So I have a feeling that a lot of it's going to depend on equities. If you kind of look at our lower term peaks and troughs, they are coinciding with equities. So if this cannot get back above this 44.10 level, which we know is the July low acting as resistance, then, we'll retest this probably today, or maybe move lower if that's happening. Crypto's not having fun. If we break above the 45.10 level, crypto is having fun. And remember why we chose this level as well. It is the July low. So that is a very critical level for equities. And if crypto is following equities, then you definitely want to know the critical levels on the equities chart as well. So it does look like, we're having a nice little move up. Wow, that was a big zoom higher. So does, look like there's some desire to buy at these prices. But, is this just a little fake out squeeze? Because again, equities aren't really moving convincingly. So, this could just be a nice little profit taking squeeze, low liquidity. Need to see it get above the weekly VWAP to actually have a little bit of juice in this tank. But I definitely think you'll see some people, try to come in and long, considering this is a pretty juicy 15-minute candle. But it's just super hard to be, sustainably bullish, when, equities have not broken this level. DXY is still moving a bit higher. And so it's tough for me to put weight behind the bulls, but hey, this is some juicy price action here. So sometimes you want to follow the momentum, but I'm not really looking for longs. I'm looking for shorts. We were in shorts, closed some, on that dip, and, probably looking to compound unless we continue chatting higher in a very low time frame. So my suggestion is watch equities. If we break higher, you'll see crypto follow. If we reject lower, you'll likely see crypto follow. And for the bulls, need to get above this weekly VWAP and get above this 26K number again for good things to happen. But I will say this hourly definitely looks positive, but we've seen these positive hourlies get cut, at these 26.2 highs. So also something to keep in mind. So, and then ETH, definitely looking weak, very far away from the weekly VWAP. But if it gets back above 1650, 1654, I'd really like to see. But if it gets back above 1650, there's definitely still a chance for some excitement from the bulls. So with that being said, not too crazy. We've been pretty bearish. We've been telling obviously if you're watching this, TTC member, we've been pretty bearish. We've been saying, shorts are likely the best move. And so I hope you've been profiting off of those, but this is now when it gets a little precarious, because if ETH drops below this level, it's going to sweep the lows, but it could, grab these highs before it drops down to the lows again. And same for Bitcoin. Like, a lot of people are expecting these lows down here. If it breaks those lows, then it's going to tag the 25K lows. But obviously, it's still holding up at, this low from Saturday. So we do have to keep that in mind moving forward. But again, my bias is still short unless we break above this 26.2, 26.3K level. So good luck. Happy trading. See you in the Trade the Chain community.